So this was felt as far as Boston down to Virginia. People were talking about it. I was sitting in my in my living room and I felt the trembling under my feet and I heard a loud roar. It was like roar. And I was wondering, I was like, yo, is that a truck outside? I got up and went to the door, but my whole computer and my table was shaking. So I looked outside, I saw nothing. I turned around, my phone was ringing, and my homie was calling me like, yo, we having an earthquake. Yo, you feel that? But the TV in the whole living room was shaking, but it did it for about a good 10 seconds. I was like, yo, man, this is crazy. But I'm going to say this. When you have stuff like this, you got to shut down. You have to shut down the schools. You got to check off the bridges. You got to check everything when something like this, because like I said, they have small magnitudes all the time that happen, but you don't feel it. But when it gets to like 4.8, 4.7, 5, to the point where it starts shaking your home, you got to check the foundations of the buildings and everything. So I called my son's school. He said they felt it. My wife was at work and she didn't feel it. She was underground, but everybody was calling her. So yeah, like, some saying between 4.7 and 5.0. But check this out. Yeah, there you have it, family. We just had a 4.7. Some saying 4.8. Some saying 5.0 on the Richter scale earthquake. Man, I felt it. I was sitting in my chair on my computer, man, and the whole house shook for like 10 seconds. And you heard a real roar. You heard this noise. I thought it was a truck on the block, but it wasn't. Let's listen. So I called my son's school, I called my wife, I called my siblings, everybody. Like, it was crazy. And it went on for about 10 seconds. And 10 seconds is a long time. I'm gonna come right back.
Yeah, nothing.
So here we go. It's on the Weather Channel.
If you are,
yeah, okay. So right now, so if you're an old timer like me, you haven't felt anything this strong in New Jersey since 1950. Yeah. I mean, that is a strong earthquake right there and felt northwestern New Jersey. Again, if you're familiar with it, Michael looked it up, and I remember now as a kid, it's the Ramapo Fault. It's what it sits on right here.
Yeah, the Ramapo Fault is spaced about 185 miles from New York to New Jersey.
And it's at the base of the Pocono Mountains, and what formed Pocono Mountains? There's a lot of shifting going on, so there are faults anytime you're by a mountain range like that.
Appalachians?
Yeah, it's right there. The Pocono's the Appalachians, so that's what you've got going on right here. As for the air traffic, yeah, it's we thought all we had to worry about today was wind.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are worrying about earthquake closures.
Yeah, it's just Newark, Liberty, and then JFK.
And listen, just to be clear, why it's in a shutdown mode right now for Newark and JFK is because they're inspecting the runways. Anytime you get a big shaking or an upheaval like that, we want to make sure that there's no cracks on the runway or anywhere around the tarmac itself. And we'll get reports on that clearly. But right now, no need to panic for it. So we're just checking it out to make sure that everything is still okay.
Current conditions, at JFK. Again, this is something you do not see every day. JFK International Airport right now, we have a ground stop because of an earthquake. We'll, of course, have more. Stick with us right here on Fox Weather.
It really stands out because it stands out separately from all the other background noise. As I said, construction and trucks. Those vibrations.
Y'all see all that shaking? That's what happened when an earthquake happened.
We don't really pay attention.
Derek, do you think when we have an activity like this that this is the plates like mushing together, for an unscientific term, or sliding? I always thought of it. I learned back in grade school that they were sort of sliding against each other, and that's sort of that.
Getting reports of it out. As far east as Long Island, as far west as Pennsylvania, and so this is the strongest earthquake that we've felt
since 1950,
northern New Jersey.
5.9, now this is preliminary, but 5.9 looks like it was the strongest that they've ever experienced. Live shot along 6th Avenue. This is the Avenue of Americas in New York City, where, again, we have not only one, but we have two ground stops at New York's JFK. Also, across the river, you're hearing an emergency alert tone on all of our cell phones, and it's basically saying that a 4.7, basically just reiterating.
Thanks for the update. It's only an hour old.
And this is a very shallow earthquake, and so
it does ask, and this emergency alert tone, by the way, does ask for residents to please remain indoors and to only call 911 if you're injured. That is what the emergency alert tone that you just heard is saying.
So this is the strongest quake since 1884 in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting the numbers in. That's
So many old timers don't remember this one.
Right.
Wow.
And interestingly enough, sometimes when this happens, a 4.7 to 4.8 magnitude, you may see those numbers start wavering as they continue to kind of geolocate the center of this
exactly.
thing. But an
The
aftershock
towns,
is possible.
Right.
Yeah, let's
of
look to
this
see if we have it.
magnitude. I haven't seen it.
We definitely haven't felt an aftershock. And remember, this happened
It
about
doesn't
45
mean
minutes
that we
ago.
can't see that happen in the minutes, hours to come.
Oh yeah,
because
of
that's
course.
a very
It can
real
happen within
possibility.
the next few days too. You can
That's
feel
very
some
true. Now, air traffic is something that we're going to be monitoring closely because now that we've had the strongest earthquake in New Jersey since the 1800s, they're going to have to go back and look at infrastructure and really make sure that there is no damage being done. JFK, they're doing that right now as they are in that ground stop, halting all traffic and keeping those planes, in their
And
destination.
Jake, like we said, if you're on our app right now, just take a snapshot of this.
You'll never see
Reason
this. Yeah.
for JFK stoppage right now, earthquake.
And Newark Liberty
seeing all the reports. So
Yeah. I imagine people who maybe are sensitive to changes in the atmosphere might have felt something. I've got a cousin who is very sensitive to changes in barometric pressure, and she said she felt something in her ears, she said it felt like rocks in her ears. And so I think as you get through today and you talk to more people there at the conference, I bet there are people that definitely felt a different sensation. They just didn't know to call it because of an earthquake.
exactly, and that's how I felt. I definitely felt it shaking back and forth, and it honestly felt because on the plane ride up here there was a lot of turbulence, and I felt got a little queasy, a little motion sickness, and for a hot second I thought, oh no, am I about to? Is this motion sickness for whatever reason? But I'm excited to talk to more people about it to see what's going on.
Hallie, thanks so much for talking with us. Again, one of the areas being felt this quake. Again, she's in Philadelphia. The quake happening to the north there into northern New Jersey. So wide-reaching impacts here from this quake. Fortunately, again, she's okay. Everyone there in Philadelphia is okay. And at least right now, all the current thinking is everyone is okay from the shaking around Jersey and the tri-state area. So
Yeah, but it's something everyone is talking about. I mean, look at how wide-reaching the shaking was felt here. This is a map from the USGS. Did you feel it? And you can see all across northern Jersey, down through southeastern Pennsylvania, even down to southern Jersey. I mean, I experienced an earthquake, but I knew it was one.
Then we get to Philadelphia. Down here where I'm at. The people going crazy everywhere.
Like a flying jet over my house, but when it started to shake, I knew it wasn't.
Yeah, it made a real loud noise, man. It was crazy.
My building was shaking. I froze and thought the building was collapsing. So crazy. Maple Shade house is shaking. Claire says had gone back to get in bed and felt my bed rocking and heard what I thought was a really big truck gone by. We're already hearing a lot of people think that something happened outside of their home, helicopter, big truck, a car accident, something like this. Blackwood, New Jersey felt it. Ariel, New Jersey. Maria says we felt it in Ridley. Whole house shook. My son
It did. The whole house shook under my feet, man. It was crazy. I didn't know what was going on, man. It was insane, man.
Fine and thankfully no damage. Northeast Philadelphia, obviously Delco, Clifton Heights. My house vibrated. Jessica says it felt like an uneven load of laundry in the washer type of feeling. A lot of people are saying it felt very like a smooth rattle.
The whole house just shook, like the whole house. And I felt it trembling under my feet. I thought it was a big tractor trailer outside. When I went outside, it wasn't nothing out there. And then the whole house was still shaking. It shook for like 10 seconds.
Southwest Philadelphia is checking in. Bethlehem, Malvern, Paoli.
Yeah, that's where I'm from, Southwest Philly.
A lot of people are saying they felt it. A lot of people are saying that it felt like something outside of their house. And just so you know, guys, moms and dads are getting texts from school district. So far, overwhelmingly, everyone's saying that everyone is okay. Just a little freaked out by the experience.
School districts, yeah.
It's something when you have an experience like this that you also, when people are drawn because they want to share, they want to check in, they want to share. I feel like I have a fourth grade mom group.
Yeah, brotherly love.
Yeah, right on.
And so as they're taking the picture under, a love picture, the earth moved.
Yeah.
Did it move for you?
I felt it a little bit, yeah. We felt it when we were coming out of our hotel just before we got over here.
Yeah,
A little disorientation, so nothing we felt before. That was a little compared to what we're used to, though.
Well, you're used to earthquakes certainly in in Northern California. The worst earthquake I was ever in. I was in an audio booth at KPIX.
Okay.
During the World Series.
Oh man,
that was a bad one.
World Series.
There you go.
Right now too.
It was who was playing? It was Dodger.
Giants and A's, no?
Giants and A's.
Yeah.
And there was an earthquake.
Yeah, very
first.
I was super young, but
Yeah.
That was,
So this was kind of a wimpy one compared to what you guys have.
But right when I felt it, I was like, oh, that was a little earthquake. And then my brother told me like 15 minutes later that there was an earthquake. I was like, that seems right.
Good Texas little place. Okay, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. Kathy Orange, meteorologist, joining us on the phone. We'll check back in with Mike. Getting a lot of interesting questions and comments, Kathy. Good to have you with us. One person asking, could it have anything to do with all the rain that we've experienced this week?
So as you can see, I had some shaking in the video, but I had to record from my phone from the TV because it wasn't nothing on the YouTube yet where I can download. So I just had to just throw it up because it's crazy, man. But as more of this come out, I'll report more. All right, y'all. Peace.